On February 17th, 2022, Atlus launched a new website and Twitter account under the Soul Hackers name, with a countdown leading up to today, the 21st. The site and Twitter account spoke of the end of the human race, and a figure called Aion requested our cooperation and information in order to save humanity before the countdown finished. Throughout the event, Aion released multiple information-gathering sequences. These live streams asked the internet random questions in order to gain a better understanding of humanity. Or possibly to try and get the answers to our password security questions. During these events, viewers also got a chance to see images peppered throughout, teasing a new game under the Soul Hackers banner. I've gotta say, as far as countdown sites go, it's been a pretty fun experience. But with the timer finally ending at 6 a.m. for me, I was not thrilled about waking up this early, we finally have a concrete answer on what Atlus has been building towards. And that something was a delightfully cheesy tokusatsu show that I think set the tone really well, before giving us the first ever trailer for Soul Hackers 2. And it looks awesome. I am loving these character designs. The demons look fantastic. The colors and shading are absolutely rad. And there's this cute Jack Frost version of the protagonist, which I always love seeing. And there's Persona 5 DLC, because of course there is. And it just looks pretty great. I think having the game just be Soul Hackers 2 with no mention of the Devil Summoner brand feels a little bit weird, but the game is coming out in Japan this August. And so, in celebration of this interactive and unique announcement experience, I decided to do what I always do and make a video that ties into this news in the weirdest possible way. Sure, I could just talk about my thoughts on the game, or my hopes, or highlight neat things from the reveal, but nope, that's not how I roll. Instead, I thought it'd be more fun to go through and answer each and every one of Aion's questions from the information gathering sequences. But with this being a Devil Summoner related game, I'll be limiting my answers to things from the Raidou titles. Why Raidou and not specifically Soul Hackers? Because, confession time, I don't know Soul Hackers as well as the Raidou games. With that out of the way, let's get started, because to quote the translated tweet, Aion needs our words to avoid the destruction of humanity. I'm doing my part, are you? What is a game to you? Well, that's an easy one to answer, isn't it? Raidou Kuzunoha vs. the Soulless Army is a game. Raidou Kuzunoha vs. King Abaddon is a game. But what about a game within a game? The Raidou titles aren't known for having much in the way of minigames, but there is one I think is worth mentioning. In King Abaddon, after Raidou completes the case file Missing Tiles, which involves hunting down 4 tiles, a Mahjong minigame will be unlocked. In the Japanese version, at least. This game was cut from the English release because everybody knows that Mahjong makes baby bald eagles cry. Please tell me your favorite food. Well, Raidou definitely has its fair share of yummy food options. There's the Ryugu restaurant, the Shinsekai soda bar, and as much as I love me some Japanese curry, I'm not sure if I could handle Tawaraya's blazingly spicy curry rice. And why limit myself to restaurants? Victor gives Raidou some mighty tasty sounding smoked salmon, Tay brought a rather delicious looking slice of cake by the office, or maybe I'm in the mood for some chicken breasts. But no, if I'm talking my favorite food in all of Raidou, the answer is simple but oh so good. A nice cup of coffee and that amazing looking buttered toast. Seriously, this is some of the best looking toast I've ever seen in the video game. I want to eat this so badly. Please tell me your favorite devil. A question that I could normally answer without a second thought. My favorite demon is Mothman, has been for nearly 15 years now if my YouTube avatar didn't give that away. Here's the problem though. While Mothman did originate in the very first Devil Summoner game, he was completely absent from the Raidou titles. However, if I may use a little loophole here, one of my favorite demons of all time originated not in either of the Raidou games, but the Raidou novel, which I do still count as a Raidou title. I will happily give this spot to the bestest good girl, Dormarth. And hey, fun fact, Dormarth's first game appearance was actually the 3DS version of Soul Hackers, so maybe she'll be making a well-deserved comeback with this new game. Hey, guess what, Past John? She's already confirmed for Soul Hackers 2! Heck yeah! And if that still seems like cheating to you all, honorable mention goes to the fantastic fiend from King Abaddon, Bean Bogami, who could also do with making a comeback. What heals or comforts you? Well, the obvious answer there is Dear Ahan. You'll always feel healed when one of your demons tosses a healing spell your way, right? But I got to thinking about that second question. Comfort. What does comfort me? Sometimes, no matter how rough a day has been or how awful I feel, few things will make me feel better than a nice hot soak. Whether it's a bath or shower, I feel completely and utterly refreshed by just letting my troubles wash away. And if I happen to be sharing that hot soak with ace reporter Tei Asakura, well, that's just gravy. Okay, so I read several different translations on this one, and I'm not sure which ones were accurate, but supposedly they were asking what character we like. And as far as the Raidou games go, oh man, who don't I like? Narumi, Tei, Garen, Raidou himself, both games have an absolutely stellar cast. But if I had to pick one and only one character who really stands out for me, it'd be Don Tsukigata. Brash and hot-headed, but calculating and cool, a loving big brother who would do anything to take care of the people he loves, Don is an amazing antagonist with a fantastic arc that makes King Abaddon a story well worth playing. What is the internet to you? Well, Raidou doesn't know what the internet is, because it's like the 1920s. So this question kinda made this whole concept fall apart, huh? Or did it? I'll just go through the Akarana corridor to get to the 2020s, where we now be now, and I can catch a glimpse into the future! Future.
まるで世界は5分前に作られたって気分?
Huh. Can't believe they had the forethought to put that into a game from 2008. And that I never noticed it until now. What does Twitter mean to you? Once again, we must turn to the Akarana corridor and gaze into the future! Oh my god, look at that dumb jerk. What are my favorite skills, huh? Well, there are some fun ones in the Raidou titles. You've got the highest ranking elemental spells that just tear through most enemies, or Mara's cursed emission that is... moving on. But at the end of the day, when I think of my favorite skills from Raidou, nothing is more satisfying than the combination attack Astral Burst. Always feels good. Do you align with Chaos or Law? Well, in most Megaten experiences, I like to walk the lonely road of neutrality. But then again, King Abaddon's neutral path is really stupid, as it's basically just Diet Chaos. That said, King Abaddon also has some of the best and most relatable depictions of Law and Chaos, because it's so much more about how people live their daily lives, and not, I want to kill weak people, versus God wants us to kill weak people. And both are well worth playing through, especially if you want to complete your devil chart. What are your regrets? Wow, that's a rather heavy question, isn't it? Remember the good old days when we were talking about our favorite food and whatnot? Good times. Well, I regret letting Inugami die. Yeah, it was for my Chaos run, but it was such an early game choice. I had plenty of time to pick more Chaos answers later. It wasn't hard to get back to the little spinning Chaos triangle. I really just felt like such a jerk. And then you have to go through the extra work to get a pagan demon because you need one for the story. Regrets. Who is your worst enemy? Raidou is no slouch when it comes to acquiring enemies, from dark summoners to demon forces to an entire clan of bumpkin assassins. But that's all in a day's work for a devil summoner. No, my worst enemy is Goro Tatsumi. This smug jerk made that initial investigation such a pain in the neck. Luck favors this guy so much that Raidou winds up slipping on phantom banana peels rather than being able to haul this jerk in. What should have been a very simple shakedown turned into a lengthy affair, and he regularly insults our mama. That's going too far, Tatsumi. You leave my mom out of this!
あなたはどう考えますか?
What is a person? Raiho. Raiho is the person all people should aspire to be. And that's all 12 of Aion's questions answered in depth by me using only information from the Raidou games because why not? Shortly after the Japanese presentation at 6 AM, there was another one from Atlas West at 7 AM. It was the exact same trailer, only this time with subtitles, and it was good to get confirmation of a Western release date of August 26th of this year, just one day later than Japan. I'm excited to see where the game goes, and I hope you all are too. Thanks for joining me on this wacky adventure that may or may not have been worth waking up at 6 AM. I'm gonna go lie down.